Hello and welcome everyone to Women's Speakers Association's WSA TV premiere show. I'm Laura Rubenstein, your host and producer, and today we have a fabulous topic. You can see here, we are talking about building your brand authentically. What does that mean? How do you do it? I have two experts here I want to say hi to share with you about this building brand authenticity. But first, let's say hi. Hi, Sophia.
Hi, Laura. I am Sophia Negron, and I am a brand photographer here in San Diego. And you can find my work on www.sophianegronphoto.com.
Great to
Great to
have
be
you,
here.
Sophia. Thank you.
Thanks.
And Vasi, hi.
Hi, I'm Vasi Huntalis. I'm founder of Ignite Your Soul. I'm a visionary leadership coach, and you can find me at igniteyoursoul.com. And I'm calling in from rainy San Diego today.
Yes, we're all in San Diego.
Yes.
It's amazing. It's so cool that we're here, enjoying the rain, as we say, because we don't get much of it, and it's good to have it. And today we're talking about brand authenticity and how to build your brand authentically. Sometimes people think they have to do all these different things to build their brand, to build their business. So I know each of you help women build their brand, and I wanted to ask you, what advice do you have for women to build their brand from, what you do and what advice you have to give them? So Sophia, why don't you share with us a little bit about that?
The first thing I ask my clients to do is get really clear with their why. You have to know why you're doing what you're doing. And then from there, you want to figure out who you want to help and then what stories you're going to tell. The stories can be, what services are you going to offer? How do you want to be perceived? What experiences do you want to share with the client that are going to help them, succeed in whatever they're pursuing? So really being able to figure out that why and know what stories to tell, and then be able to then take that and create a vision board and then be able to go forward with the shoot.
Now you're a photographer, and how does that help going forward with the shoot?
It gives me ideas of how to set up the photos that we're going to do, that we're going to use for their website, for their social media, for any advertisements that they're going to do. They need to be really clear with those stories, and then we can move quickly and not spend all day going, gee, what should we do? I don't know what to do. You can really just be really clear with what you're doing and then move forward and create those images that are going to speak to your audience and draw on those clients.
Wonderful. Really important, because when you're clear, it makes it so much
Mm-hmm.
easier and you get better results. I bet, Vasi, you would agree with that, and maybe tell us what advice you have for people to build their brand authentically.
Yes, well, clarity is key. And like Sophia mentioned several times, the word about being clear on your story and your message and who you are. And while I don't work specifically with branding, I do work with people on their leadership, women on their leadership. And so what I find that we do often as women is we compare ourselves to others. And you can't build an authentic brand if you're comparing yourself to others. You're trying to fit into a mold. So what I like to encourage people to do, and I can invite our listeners to do that too as they're listening to this, right, is notice if you're comparing yourself to someone. That's the first step. Notice it. And that's not the truth. So I used to think that was the truth if I compared myself and I made myself less than. The second thing is to identify, what is it in that person that is inspiring you? What's the quality or the thing? So is it like you're maybe comparing yourself to Laura and you're saying, oh my gosh, she's so comfortable, or she's so warm and articulate, or Sophia has a wonderful presence about her. Well, look at for yourself. Identify those qualities, strengths, skills. And then the third thing to do is to focus on that within yourself and really honor that, because you wouldn't be attracted to it or inspired if that wasn't a part of you, but you're going to make that authentically you. So it's going to look different in you, that quality, and just honor that. And so that's what I like to give people, is as opposed to comparing yourself, first notice, ask what it is that inspires you, and then focus on
Wow.
what that is within yourself.
Wow. And the two of you together, to build a brand authentically, to bring it out in visuals with photography, once you're clear on where you're going, where you're headed, and to know that the source of your frustration or scare, your fear, maybe be that comparison that you're not good enough, to really get over that with your steps that you just gave us, to know what inspires you and focus on that, really could help someone catapult their success because they've gotten their fears out of their way and now they're able to bring it out visually. So the two of you are really a power team for women who want to build their brand authentically. And so I want to learn a little bit more about each of you. So Sophia, tell us a little bit about who you work with and what you do for them. What are you passionate about?
Yeah, I work with entrepreneurs, a lot, mostly women, and I do work with a lot of speakers and people in the health and wellness industry, and they are really trying to make a difference in the world. So I try to make everything super easy for them. So I give them a questionnaire so that they can go through and get really clear. And if they're working with Vasi, that's even better because they're going to already know a lot about who they are, what they want to share, and not worry about, oh gosh, I'm scared to, show myself. I mean, people know what you look like when they meet you. So you're not hiding anything in your images. So you might as well get over it and be really authentic in those images. And I like to be able to just really get them to be clear so that they feel much more comfortable doing the photography and know exactly what's expected.
So tell us a little bit about how you've helped someone to get clear and get over their fear and then bring them to a more comfortable place.
Yeah. I had a client that had been putting off doing photos for a really long time. I mean, she was using a photo, I think that was at least 10 years old. So, she was trying to hide in not doing photos. And finally she said, you know what? I'm done hiding. And I said to her, I said, let's go through the brand questionnaire. Tell me what makes you authentic. What makes you special? What's that special sauce? And she always had a saying that said, life is not a dress rehearsal. So you gotta just step out there and do it. And, we went through, we built a vision board so we knew what photos. We go through clothing, we go through makeup, we make sure that you look as good and as confident as you feel so that you're able to project that on screen. And then we kind of go through every vision board and are able to recreate those photos that we want to create. And we have a lot of fun. We have music, we have jokes, and my assistant is telling jokes, and I try to encourage them as much as possible to just let loose and be who they are. And I think once they feel confident and comfortable and they know why they're doing what they're doing, it's a lot easier.
Their beautiful self. And
Yes.
it seems like when they're looking through the vision boards and what they've put together, there's kind of this inner confidence. And when they
Yes.
look in the mirror, you've helped them to create this outer reflection of that.
Yes.
In a sense. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Congratulations, and thank you for the awesome work you're doing with women to help them build their brand authentically that way. And Vasi, I'd love to learn a little bit more about your work and who do you work with and how do you help them?
I work with business owners that are either launching a big vision or they're upscaling, expanding their business. And what I find is the passion for me is about the business owners that are what I call visionary leaders. They may not see themselves as visionary leaders, but they really have a bigger vision of how their business can make an impact in the world, not just through the work they're doing, but through their leadership and how they're building their culture in their businesses. And what I love about that is that oftentimes people have worked so hard. The people I work with, this is not their first rodeo. They've been successful, they've worked hard, but they also don't want to go to the next level, sacrificing their well-being, their relationships, their vision. So what I like to do is to identify the ways in which perfectionism, self-doubt, isolation may still be operating. And that's the old energy. And so if we can release and clear that energy and move into the new energy that's creating momentum, where we have wisdom and we come from our heart intelligence and our vitality and our confidence, it just makes that next place that we're going with our vision that much more easier and joyful too, and more impactful.
And in what formats do you do this in? Do you do straight coaching or?
I do one-on-one coaching, I do group coaching, and what I've also been doing the last few years, which is another passion of mine, is leading transformational retreats with women business owners. And I'm also an artist, and I bring creativity in, and I say everyone's creative, not everyone's artistic, but everyone's creative. And you are a creator when you're a leader. So how can we harness that, and how can we bring more of that into the way that you lead? Because you are creating every single moment when you're a leader and you're a business owner.
And can you share a little bit about how you got into this?
Sure. So after, this was years ago, but after 10 years of being in leadership roles in business, I decided I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And without going into the longer story, basically a CEO I worked for said to me that I would never find the company I envisioned, and that he was doing illegal and ethical things. And I said, I can't work for you any longer. And he said, you're right, you can't, but how do you think a business should be run? So when I told him, he said, oh, you'll never find that. So it was always in my mind, right, to own my own business. And I did that. And I've had several businesses over the last 20 years that I've worked with leaders. But I didn't realize this would be the hardest job I would ever have. And it wasn't about the work itself. It was about the kind of the old baggage, the old paradigm that I brought in from my business experience, which was you had to, that really valued like overwork and struggle and sacrifice and really doing it alone. So once I realized that paradigm was weighing me down, then that's when I brought it into my new business that I've had for about 5 years. And I started to bring in my creativity, my passion, my intuition, and just it infused my business. And there was just momentum and ease and opportunities. And so that's what I call going from force, that old paradigm, to flow. And so that's what I support my clients with. And I share with them the tools, the strategies, the processes, the mindset, and really honoring their wholeness, because each of us defines flow in a different way, just as each of us defines success in a different way.
Yes, beautiful. And what a gift to people to be able to transition to the next level authentically. And
Mm-hmm.
that's really what today's show's been about, is like stepping into who you are authentically in flow, honoring all that you are, like Sophia, that you just bring that out in visual, and Vasi, you allow people to tap that into that inwardly as well, and let them express their creativity and then flow into their results in their life.
Mm-hmm.
So you two are a real power team here for any woman business owner. I highly recommend people get in touch with you. We'll put links to your websites down in the comments in the Facebook here and YouTube and wherever you're watching it. It'll be on wsatv.com as well. I want to wrap up today with talking a little bit about Women Speakers Association. I know you both are members, premier members, and want to know what is the value you're getting from this association that's been helping you. And Sophia, maybe you can share with us.
I think the biggest thing that I have gotten from being part of Women Speaker Association is the women, is getting the connections to other women that are, going through life, being really positive and making change, and being able to get out there and share their message, and connecting with those women, I think, is one of the perks of the WSA.
Yes, it is. It certainly is. And if you want to do what Sophia and Vasi have done, join us at joinwsa.com. You can certainly download our speaker success plan, or you can join us at the premier level. So Vasi, why don't you tell us as well the value and what you're getting out of Women Speakers
Mm-hmm.
Association?
Well, Women Speakers Association really helps me get visibility, because it meets me where I'm at in terms of my speaking and my goals. And I love the collaboration, the community and all that, but really it's hard to find a global organization where that meets you right where you're at and then takes you to where you want to be.
I'm absolutely, we have speakers at all levels, whether you're just thinking about speaking, just getting into it, you've done a few talks, you need some refinement, or you've been on massive stages around the world. There's something for everyone. There's support, resources, visibility, the ability to make connections that you wouldn't otherwise have here. So please join us at joinwsa.com. And I want to thank you again, both Vasi and Sophia, for joining me today. I'm going to put all of us on camera today to say goodbye to everyone and welcome you back for another episode next week of Women Speakers Association's WSA TV Premier Show. Bye for now, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.